Do you know what happens when you give gamers the chance to hurt digital people? Well, it's gonna happen, my friend. It's gonna happen. That's also to you. It's the new physics-based combat simulator, where you fight your way from a filthy beggar all the way to a lord. All of this, controlling your character's hands using your mouse, as in your computer mouse. And it's really fun, and I almost said you shouldn't buy it, but actually, you probably should. What's the appeal of the game? It's the physics simulation, of course. Every hit can be felt, and can be potentially lethal. You're going to break bones, sever limbs. Enemies stumble when you hit them in the face with a mace. They'll writhe on the floor in pain if they're sufficiently injured. Or they're even gargle. Dang. Of course, the game wants to encourage you to let enemies live, because we're here to fight, not to butcher each other. It was something like that, because honestly, I wasn't really listening in that part. And you probably should listen, because you might regret it later. Anyway, this is not a game for the meek. The system can be a bit hard to get used to, so even when I beat the game twice, I still get my ass beat sometimes. And the lower levels especially can be troublesome. And the AI is not stupid. They're actually competent fighters. You can't let your guard down. You might meet your match with some random NPC and have some epic duel. And talking about epic duels, as you progress, you're gonna get better weapons, better armor, and hopefully better skills too. But so are the enemies. Now the fight isn't just about landing hits, it's about getting through the enemy's armor and avoiding their shield. Well, not really, you could just go ooga booga with big stick and bonk people in the head, because it's kind of the optimal strategy at higher tiers. The point is, every fight is different, and you have to keep in mind both you and your enemy's gear. If I have a sword and that guy has a glaive, I need to get closer to him. But if I have a spear and the other guy has a shield, I need to get around it somehow. And there's even environmental hazards in some maps. There's many different kinds of fights. You can have one-on-one duels or brawls. You can have champion fights. You can have doubles fights, birds, which are 3v3s, or even riots, where you face lower tier enemies, possibly with a partner, or what I prefer to call them, repressing peasants with the boys. All of this in a variety of maps, such as the new Fit map, which I have a love-hate relationship with, and with possible modifiers like Takedown, First Blood, or my favorite, Bloodthirst, which is sword only, no armor. However, you'll have to hire your own mercenary teammates for team fights, and these mercenaries will accompany you not only through team battles, but also the tourneys that you need to play in order to progress with team levels. So yeah, you can actually get some emergent storytelling as you have this mercenary that's been with you through the part of the game, and suddenly he dies. So of course, you absolutely murder his killer in revenge.
You killed my boy. You killed my boy. I'm gonna kill you.
And talking about emergent storytelling, I forgot to mention a certain kind of fight, and it's retribution fights, where you take revenge on an enemy that beat you before. Which means of course you can develop a rivalry with some random enemy until you can finally beat him, and then absolutely brutally murder him. As you can tell, it's kind of like a pattern here of me like brutally murdering people if you didn't realize by now. But this isn't just a game about fighting. There's some resource management if you're playing progression mode. You mingle with fights, but also need to pay some to enter, and you can use it to hire mercenaries, purchase items, or customize your armor, or even create custom weapons with some pretty detailed creators. That means you get plenty of room for self-expression, not only in how you fight, but with what weapons you use and how you customize your armor. Of course you need to keep upgrading as you go along, but let's be real here, most of the time you're gonna be stealing off your dead enemies. And if you run out of money to even start a fight, well, you can always ask the innkeeper for an errand, which might mean facing the dreaded barrel boss battle. There's something else you have to manage though, because when you kill an enemy, instead of making them surrender or knocking them out, there's a chance they turn into a vengeful soul. And when you die, you have to fight all of the vengeful souls you have accumulated in order to save your soul and be able to keep playing your character and not lose everything that you haven't insured. Of course, depending on how you play, I'm not pointing any fingers here, it can pile up a bit.
Oh my fucking god.
But instead of having to fight like 40 zombies when you die, you can either pay money to bribe them away, I'm not joking here, or you can choose to voluntarily fight them in smaller, more manageable numbers, so you can keep it down in case you do actually die.
Oh, I'm free.
And you can also play it straight off the main menu, and it acts like a sort of endless mode where you slowly upgrade your gear as you fight enemies. So, Contrarian, if this game is so peak, why not buy it? Well, I was originally going to say that you should wait, because it was an early access and had no new content in months, but actually a new update just came out, which shows that the game is not abandoned. They've not only improved the enemy AI, but they've added new ways to handle your weapons. You can switch over the side of your poleaxe, and for swords, you can turn it around for ritual sacrifice, or even use the Mordhau grip. They also added the bitmap and the armor customization, which I already mentioned. So, if you think the game is cool, you should definitely try the tech demo on the Steam page, which is way more bare bones in the early access, but it's free and gives you enough of a taste to know if you like the full thing. So when you learn the ropes and think you still like it, early access is worth every penny. But remember, it's early access and it's a physics game, so some jank might be expected. So yeah, if you like a fighting game with good learning curve, shockingly realistic, what are you waiting for? Come have your sword with Half Sword.